GM, it has been a long while. Hope everyone is doing fine in crypto land. Abe, we haven't done this for a while. We're trying to get back on track. It's been 1 year since Assets of Value has been running, and we have been busy growing, expanding, fixing our mistakes, and refining. What's your take regarding the last 1 year?
First of all, I can't believe that it's been a year. Things move fast, so does cryptos. For the last 1 year, we have been building a lot of new products, a lot of useful products to the community. We have been focusing a lot more on the educational aspect of crypto because 2022 bear market was tough. A lot of projects ran into cash problems. A lot of projects just ceased to exist. We have survived the winter after FTX and everything. So 2023, we are off to a great start.
With that in mind, is the bear market behind us? And are we on the cusp of a bull run? 2022 seems like it dragged on forever. With the halving coming up, should we be readying ourselves for a bull run in the coming weeks or months?
I think so. Halving is supposed to occur in 2024 April. So that's roughly 9 months away. And usually, when we appear the halving, crypto usually pumps and dumps and then approach halving. So there should be a mini cycle of pump. Maybe this is the mini cycle top. Maybe 35K is coming. We don't know for sure. But usually this happens. The wave moves like up, down, and halving.
Okay, so you called out a potential pump up to 35K. How far do you think we could drop before that actual bull run continues? It's just hovering around 30K, 29 in the high 29K region. Are we expecting it to go up to 35, then down to 22 or 25, and then consolidate and then up we go? Or do you think it's going to hit the 19s again?
Bitcoin has a great demand zone near 24K region. So I'm hoping any major crash might hold a support in 24K, 25K region, maybe 24.4K, because Bitcoin doesn't play whole numbers. Bitcoin and the market doesn't know what the numbers are, what the investors are anticipating. So it might be 24.4K because there's a huge demand zone near that area, including volume and including a lot of liquidation points.
Interesting. Okay, so it feels like there is one more last chance to get on and get our orders in terms of readying ourselves for the next bull run. We shall wait to see. It's good to know regarding those demand zones. Right, let's have a quick roundup and a reflection in terms of the news that has been going on for the last week or so. Certainly, the biggest announcement is Ripple's partial win with SEC. Now, how badly has that affected SEC, Security Exchange Commission of America? We still know that the body is going after Binance, but has its reputation been dented, and is that an overall victory for crypto?
Such a great question, Shab. Always asking the right questions. So, since the beginning, we discussed the SEC versus Ripple case, and although we were not big fans of Ripple or XRP, we always thought and supported the decentralized aspect of crypto. What SEC tried is that they tried to brand almost all crypto assets as security and then tried to regulate it. It doesn't matter the project team and the office is situated in Europe, maybe in Africa, it doesn't matter. If the project has major consumers in US, then SEC comes over and just brand it as a security. Then the token collapse. That's what happened to XRP. Now, after winning the case, Ripple has pumped almost 100% in a day, and the pumping is still continuing little by little, 10% to 15% a day. But this is a huge victory for crypto and all the crypto people. Why? Because SEC has failed once, and now when it brands another token or project as security, then the new token or the accused token or accused project can rely on the XRP or Ripple verdict and use it against SEC. So this is a major turning point for all US investors, because you can see a lot of US investors are prohibited from IDO investments. A lot of US investors are prohibited from trading crypto. At some point, it needs to stop, right? I think this is what's happening right now. At some point, it needs to stop, and the point has arrived.
I'd have to agree. I mean, America as a whole feels like it is losing its influence within the crypto sphere. Many people outside USA don't really care how securities are categorized there because it simply doesn't affect them in terms of the Asian continent, European continent. They've all got their local legislations. So the world and crypto is bigger than America. But usually, if America sets a precedent, then it's likely that other worldwide regulatory bodies would follow. Interesting. And I'm actually quite glad to see a line being drawn around this, which is fantastic. A couple of other stories worth mentioning. I'll bunch these two together simply because they're both related to centralized exchanges. Coinbase suspending staking services just because of the regulation around there is that critical. There's talks about Coinbase going abroad because of the continuing delays with clear guidance, and then Binance integrating Bitcoin Lightning Network for and enabling faster and cheaper transactions. But surely, if you're a centralized exchange, you want to have a degree of fees when it comes to transactions. How do you think centralized exchanges are kind of adapting while trading activity and liquidity is quite low?
I believe that most of the centralized exchanges are at risk. At one end, they are facing hackers trying to steal user funds on a periodic basis. On the other end, they are facing stringent regulatory actions and punishments.
Crypto was always designed to be decentralized, and you're right. I do think centralized exchanges are going through a tough time. They will continue to go through a tough time. I still believe we are very early, and much of this space has either built on models that are akin to Web 2 and then adapting those to Web 3. And if they're not built on those models of Web 2, they are complete out and out experiments, some which are succeeding and others which are failing. So, this space I see for it to continue to evolve or continue to align to a practice where smart money can enter the scene comfortably and with a degree of reliability as well. Let's shift gears and discuss the latest talk around Matic and Polygon. They are rebranding the Matic token to Pol. Now, with new players coming into the market, is this a bullish move for Polygon? They've done this rebranding before. Do you think it is necessary that that Polygon, the blockchain, needs to be rebranded? And what does that entail when doing so?
I think it's necessary because you see, when Polygon launched, it was a small startup with the aim of scaling Ethereum, and Ethereum had experienced congestion before, even at the launch of Polygon, and still it experienced congestion and gas fee problems. What Polygon is trying to do is launch its CK-EVM solutions, DApp L1 or DApp L2 or DApp L3s, and then facilitate all these networks with a single coin for gas fee. That means if you are using Polygon ZK, the whole problem lies in the gas fee, right? So you cannot use ETH as a gas fee because ETH is costly, and the whole point of Polygon is to reduce the cost. You cannot use Matic because it was not designed to perform or designed to exist in a ZK solution. So the only option, the only viable option is to build another token, exchange the token with Matic. For example, a one-to-one conversion, and they are doing a one-to-one conversion. And then they need to burn out all the Matic tokens. Before burning, they need to give enough and ample time for existing Matic holders to exchange their token. This period can vary from 1 year to 2 years or 3 years. I heard that in the proposal, the the term mentioned was 4 years, but I think 4 years is too huge because what will happen is it will create duplication of value because Poly will exist with the same price point of Mattis and Mattis will exist. So these two will almost double the market cap of Polygon ecosystem. And obviously this will lead to overvaluation and possible collapse of Matrix token. And since Matrix is one-to-one pegged with Paul, Paul token might collapse in price too. This is a rare possibility, but as an investor, we should be aware of the potential risk that's coming with this merge. But other than that, this is necessary and this is the right step. There's no doubt about it.
Abe always dropping alpha there. I thought it was a simple rebrand, but it's almost a redemption and cleanse of the token to align with its infrastructure goals as well. Certainly something to consider for Matic holders, especially if supply is going to double up and increase. Let's move over now to Telegram's wallet bot now accepting Bitcoin and USD payments. I thought it'd be worth touching on that story. Many months ago, we spoke about this and concluded that it would be a bullish moment, but I'm not sure how much it moves the dials. And I don't have the data in front of me, but I'm not sure how much commerce actually happens via Telegram. It's interesting to see innovation. Definitely a fan of innovation, and I'm keen to see how this wallet is integrated into other messaging apps or other messaging apps which will introduce wallet based services to accept payments and cryptocurrency payments. Let's move on now to a little bit of NFT focus. Two news stories that kind of really jump to mind at the moment is around Doodle revealing details of an immersive in real life playground. So Doodles recently has announced a concrete launch date of August the 19th for its in-person partnership with Camp, a 3,500 square foot experience that will feature real-life renditions of the Doodles world, including a studio, Space Doodles crash site, and 12-foot tall daisies and more. Essentially, the initiative represents a new chapter in the evolution of Doodles brand, and the joint venture will include a co-branded collection of apparel and accessories, ranging from hoodies, t-shirts, backpacks, and stationery, and Doodle's first line of kids and youth products. So bullish in the sense that Doodles is actually doing something. There's a lot of discussions why it's taken so long. When Doodle does hold an event or does execute, they execute in a really big way. But will this drive up the NFT price? All the holders, that's what they are always assessing. What it does do is it expands their brand reach. Whether or not that will return back into NFT floor price rising remains to be seen. Certainly something to keep our eye on. Staying with another blue chip project, Yuga Labs is demanding close to 2 million in court over intellectual property infringement. So this is that ongoing case where Yuga Labs is requesting Ryder Rips and Pauly for statutory damages, and after new documents being released earlier this week shows how much they are raising in terms of going after Ryder Rips. So the case is important, goes beyond Yuga Labs, as it's a milestone in the broader fight against NFT counterfeiting and infringement. Ryder Rips, his activity a year or two ago had claimed illegal profits over counterfeit NFTs, and Yuga Labs is establishing a strong stance against intellectual property violations in and within their collection. So this hasn't gone away. They are pressing ahead, and it just goes to show that Yuga Labs is going to lengths to protect their IP.